Welcome to Tiny Mike Micro News. I'm your host, Lindsay, and I just got back from a week-long vacation, and I've been a little bit under the weather since I got back. But today was an important day, and I want to share it. I want to talk about it. I'm going to start with talking about the weather because everyone loves that. You guys know those days when it's raining, but the sun is still shining? Like, it's weirdly bright outside, but it's also raining. You know what I'm talking about. Well, it was like that where I am in the Pacific Northwest today, and it feels appropriate. It felt appropriate because today was the memorial service for a friend of mine named Mark. I wasn't able to attend the memorial service back on the East Coast, so I wrote this tiny mic as my own memorial. Anyone with some years on them will tell you that as you get older, you start to lose people. We lose everything in life. We lose everything except for the love that we give and the love that we truly learn to receive. The more life you get, the more opportunity you have to experience love in all of its forms, right? And life is a lot of choices. And there's only ever going to be a place of love and fear to choose from. Now, my buddy Mark was certainly no stranger to loss, and I can only speculate and imagine that in the end, that maybe he lost his hope, his belief that things could be different, that he could feel differently. I don't know. If you watch my show, then you know that mental health is close to my heart. We all have a need for and a right to mental well-being. I'm certainly not here to pass any sort of judgment on taking your own life because I know what it's like to want that. And it's a hard place to be, and it's a hard place to leave. I can only speak from my own personal experience, and there's only so much that a person can take. And for me, it's my feelings that ultimately lead me through life. In some way, my feelings inform at least some part of every choice I make. Whether it's a choice to do something because I want to feel a certain way, or it's a choice to stop something because I no longer wish to feel that way. Do you see what I mean? Life can really beat us down and break our hearts. And it's my belief that we've all had our hearts broken before we're even out of the single digits. There's this Maya Angelou quote that I'd like to share because I think it's important. And it goes like this. Children's talent to endure stems from their ignorance of alternatives. As we grow up, we start to learn that there are other ways, other people, other places, and it gets a lot harder to endure our own hardships. And change and expansion is a part of, and honestly, the purpose of life, IMO. As an adult, something that I've learned is that we are always in reaction to who we think we are, to our beliefs about ourselves, our beliefs about our circumstances. When no longer being becomes the only alternative to end suffering, then we've got a crisis of life. And a person can experience this dark night of the soul for many different reasons. There isn't a single path in and there isn't a single path out. And to be honest, sometimes there isn't even a path out at all. You just have to create one. In this collective loss that a lot of my community back home is feeling, I really want to echo the sentiment of many of the friends that I've talked to in wanting to remember our friend as he was to us. But I also want to get in there and start to dismantle the stigma and shame around how bad we as humans do actually feel sometimes. Like, we feel really fucking bad sometimes. And we instinctively contract and hide, even though that's when we need to be seen, witnessed, and held the most. Our friend Mark gave a lot of love. A lot. When we worked together and I was coming up the ranks behind him, he was always the first to notice if I was insecure about something and then to reassure me. He was always, always making jokes at his own expense to make someone else laugh. But it was more than just making someone else laugh. It was about making someone else feel more comfortable with the uncomfortable parts of life. Even in the weeks since his passing, I've witnessed this domino effect of friends reaching out to friends, letting them know they can always open up when things get bad, and I am fully here for that. More of that, please. This isn't just a post about my friend and suicide prevention. It's about community and presence and choice. It's about learning from my friend Mark and working to make each other more comfortable with the uncomfortable parts of life. We all have mess, and we all have an impact. And in case you forgot, there truly is no voice too small to be heard. So keep your ears open, keep your heart open. And I hope to see you next time on Tiny Mike Micro News.